Hello everybody. Here we are in the vehicle assembly building a rocket, of course. Where is the rocket taking us? The moon. And before I continue on, I should probably tell you a little bit about myself, because obviously this is my first YouTube video. I'm KSP kid, and I really like rockets, so I found Kerbnet Space Program and I use it. So back to the context. This rocket is taking us to the moon, and at the moon we'll be finding an Easter egg. So spoiler alert, if you like finding Easter eggs yourself, yeah, don't watch this video. But make sure to like and subscribe, please, the YouTube gods. So we're going to be using Kerbnet to find the Easter eggs. And the thing about Kerbnet is that you need a probe core. And the important thing about that probe core is that it must have anomaly detection, and the higher percent the better. You might not find it on the first try. Also, I don't exactly recommend going into an equatorial orbit, as there might not be anomalies or Easter eggs on the equator. These Easter eggs could vary from like things specific to the planet to just like a monolith, which is one near the KFC. It basically just says squad on it. Sometimes it's green, that's special. And so this is my rocket. It's simple. Direct descent, 2 solar panels instead of 4, 2 batteries. I like how I arranged it there in the service module, and then an antenna. And then we're using like 3-part diameters, 1.25 meter, 1.825 meter, and 2.5 meter. So it's a nice little combination. So now that we've finished building it, let's get ready to launch. So now we are on the launch pad, turning on stability assist. Checking the staging. It's a gloomy morning at the KFC, isn't it? Thanks to Blackrack's voloumetric clouds. Well, it's in the description. You have to pay $5. Full throttle. Nope. Never mind. There we go. I ignite the engine and then just put the throttle up. So we have a little bit shaky liftoff, but the awesome gimbal of that vector engine helped. So now into the time-lapse phase of our ascent. It is 3 times. Oh, breaking through the cloud layer. Beautiful. Locking to prograde. I like to turn that on and off on my ascent. I'm going to make a tutorial series soon, probably in like career mode. But I thought I'd make a nice starter video like this and throttle down for the approximate max Q. Don't know exactly where this is, and even still we have flames around our rocket. And yeah, those are the flames. I turned the aerodynamic FX quality really down, but I actually like it that way. And we're doing a hard pitch down to try to focus more on our horizontal velocity, and now no more aerodynamic FX problems. And the vector engine's burning nicely, and flailing on with trajectories on there. And we're almost coming up on Biko stage separation and nominal ignition on the second stage. Pitching down and pitching up, trying to get into orbit. Through the magic of video editing, now 4 times real time, we are powering our way into orbit using the Cheetah engine. And that will actually get us into orbit and the moon. Oh, now we're in orbit, and we are going to start our little final circularization burn. And now we're plotting out our course to the moon. I don't remember if this was launched, but I believe I tried to get myself on a free return trajectory. Yes, I did. That didn't sacrifice too much of the Oberth effect, which states the closer you are to periapsis, the more efficient it is to perform your prograde or retrograde burns. And now I am starting off my burn to the moon, and I just remembered to extend the solar panels and communications antenna, and that's a little bit of foreshadowing there. And our burn is almost complete with less than 100 meters per second of delta V left. and I'm just playing around with the throttle trying to get to the moon. And I actually overshot this burn, so I burned a little retrograde to get my periapsis well, and then we could head off to the moon. Now I'm going super fast, 5 times speed, getting to the moon, and just performing our TOI, trans-orbital insertion. It's going by very quick, and again, I got that pretty good. Oh, Kerbnet is offline. So now you right-click on the probe core, start ProbeNet scanning. So basically you time warp, spam the refresh button until you see a question mark that represents an anomaly. So that's me doing that. And then as we get to the far side of the moon, oh, Kerbnet access is offline. So that was a 2-2 Kerbnet. Yeah, I think you need a direct connection to the Space Center to do that. So we're building a relay network. I just used like 3 probe cores, put an Oscar B fuel tank, a spark engine on it, and then use interstage nodes to encapsulate the spacecraft. And also I turned the decoupler force percent to 0%. To 0. It is very, 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 very important that you do that. Otherwise, it will just shoot the spacecraft wherever, and then that will change your orbit greatly because the couplers have an explosive charge which applies force. So then for the rocket, I kind of built a Centaur in upper stage, not exactly. Had the Pudal engine. Then for the first stage, I kind of went for a Falcon 9. I used 9 swivel engines, then fuel tank, and that actually served me pretty well. So now, time to launch. So the first launch had an anomaly. The fairing separation, the ejection force wasn't high enough, so I'll enjoy you with our rocket splashing down into water. Yeah, and a lovely explosion, isn't it? Okay, time for me to turn up the fairing ejection force to maximum and launch again. So on the launch pad, it really says full throttle and a lovely liftoff. Now, time to speed things up. Oh yeah, Blackrack's volumetric clouds also give us fog, which is awesome, and since sped up by the power of video editing, engine plumes look beautiful again, and the first stage is performing nominally. I do not know why the fuel tank is golden. Must be an issue with the aforementioned waterfall for the engine plumes, and vehicle stage separation and the Centaur stage is nominal. And we are we are almost into orbit. Just one final engine burn, which is happening now, which got us into orbit. So now just performing the standard run the bad on TMI, translunar injection, except I made my periapsis too close because it's a relay satellite. I made my periapsis too close. Our periapsis should be far away, because the relay satellites are going to be into a kind of high orbit. And yeah, I forgot to do that. I was maximizing low Earth effect, which stated earlier in the video. So yeah, I lost control of the vessel because I forgot to turn. No, yeah, did I? Forgot to turn off stability assist, down on the electric charge drained, and I didn't unfold the solar panels. So now getting into an orbit, and I realized, oh, our orbit's way too low. So I raised our orbit to 300 kilometers and then a periapsis of 100 kilometers. And since there's 3 satellites, we each drop our satellites at apogee, apoapsis, and then we drop our satellites into the orbit, and that creates a triangle. I also put them in an equatorial orbit, 45-degree orbit, and a 90-degree orbit. And then after that, I deorbited the Centaur stage, And we all love some lovely explosions. Happy New Year, I give you explosions. So then I went back to the moon and to the vessel, and I started the luxurious process of spamming the refresh button on Kerbnet, which you access by right-clicking the probe core and then pressing Kerbnet access. So, after a lot of searching, I found a question mark, and I also put this on an equatorial orbit because I knew there'd be a question mark in an equatorial orbit. And then once I found a question mark, I moved the little yellow square over to it, and then clicked waypoint, which gave me a waypoint on the map view. So then we warped until the waypoint was over us. It's the blue one. The pink one was another attempt at getting to the anomaly, but that didn't happen. So using the retrograde and normal vectors to get us over to the waypoint, and then performed a little prograde burn because I undershot. So then, braking for a descent, I just decided to land anywhere near the waypoint. And there goes our stage, landing gear deploy. Pretty standard descent. I actually am really proud of this landing because I got it nice and slow coming into the surface. Having locked on radial out and touchdown. So now I was trying to find the anomaly because I couldn't see it. So I did a little bit of dangerous Kerbal flying, and I found something. So then I landed by it, and what could it be? Well, we're gonna get Jebediah Kerman on EVA to investigate. So now if you're familiar with KSP, this is the Neil Armstrong Memorial, and I turned my graphic settings down so you can't really see it. So our brave Kerbal flies up there and then plants his flag. On the moon, Jebediah Kerman plants his flag next to the flag on the memorial saying Neil Armstrong, and the plaque text says, "We came in peace for all Kerbal kind." And I believe the actual mission had a plaque that says, "Came in peace for all mankind," which is actually really nice, a little typo there. So now a little time-lapse version of me getting back to the capsule. But I was heading toward the wrong one, which was actually a big problem, because when I actually found out I got to the right one, I ran out of EVA propellant, and even the infinite propellant sheet didn't work. So yeah, I stranded Jebediah, and no, he did not walk into that big rock. Good. I'm also using this helmet cam from the whole camera VDS mod, and there was actually a message called we had interesting discovery. We have discovered a plaque of a legendary Kerbnet on the moon. So that's when it came to a critical blunder. I did not include ladders, and Jebediah ran out of EVA propellant because I EVA'd him the wrong way. So now there is no way he could get back up on the ship. So a little somersault by the ship there, trying to launch into the 90-degree vector. And while I was trying to perform my orbital insertion, I actually got our orbit accidentally onto an escape trajectory, and thankfully in the retrograde direction, and I almost hit a boulder there. The reason I could still control this is because there's a probe core for Kerbnet on the ascent stage. So the first time I went to re-entry, I actually time warped through it because I was just time warping so fast. So now onto the actual re-entry. decoupled the service module, but the service module had the command pod and did not include the parachute, the decouple stage. So our pod descends down with no parachute, actually gliding, and yeah, it explodes. So it looks like the theme of the video is critical blunders. I hope you enjoyed the explosion. Like and subscribe. I'm KSP Kid, and see you in the next one.